Why Apple started making its own chip. Whenever Apple introduces a piece of new technology, such as the iPod or iPad, it is recognized for making a huge splash. The same happened last year at Apple's annual Worldwide Developer Conference. Surprisingly, Apple, the tech beast, made a similarly groundbreaking announcement. However, it has greatly gone unnoticed by the general public. In Apple's annual Global Developer Conference, it was announced that the company will begin designing and engineering its chips for Mac computers. To be clear, not just tech geeks, but also the Apple clans need to be aware of what the announcement means and what it indicates. Hi guys, you are watching Technology Fit, and in this video, I'm going to tell you why Apple started making its own chip. In this, we will be discussing what made Apple think to design and manufacture its chip for Mac computers. If you are interested in knowing this all, watch the video till the end. However, before we go any further, make sure you subscribe to this channel and don't forget to hit that bell icon so you never miss any updates. Now, without further ado, let's get into this. We all know the fact that Apple has always been surprising for its announcements. Even Intel made a statement in which they stated, "We believe that Intel-powered PCs, such as those based on 11th Gen Intel Core mobile processors, provide the best experience for global customers in the areas they care about most, as well as the most open platform for developers." But Apple always wants to differentiate its products, and they did the same with their chip. Even though Macs are technically personal computers, Apple distinguished itself at the time by using its operating system. When the iPhone arrived, the company's go-it-alone strategy became even more prominent. The iPhone didn't just run on Apple's software, it even had an Apple-designed processor. The same can now be said for the company's laptops and desktop computers. Indeed, Apple wants its lovers to stay inside the ecosystem, running their own operating system rather than licensing Microsoft Windows. As its competitors do, Apple has done so for a long time. It set this company apart from the competition by releasing the first laptops and desktops with processors built entirely in-house. Apple now has more power over its destiny and maybe the future of the personal computer, thanks to the silicon change. So, in 2020, Apple announced its chip to be used in Mac. The shift had been expected for a long time. Apple makes both the chips and the applications that run its mobile devices. Apple released the first Mac chip, the M1, a processor built by Apple's chip engineers, rather than Intel, the industry's dominant supplier. The M1 processor is similar to those used in Apple's iPhone and iPad, enabling mobile apps to run on its latest PCs, while also improving power quality. This all was Apple further distinguishing itself from the rest of the computer industry. Apple's ability to develop its mobile processors has encouraged the company in developing features like facial recognition and augmented reality for the iPhone. Apple should be able to be more adventurous with PCs now that it is designing its chips for devices like the MacBooks and Mac Mini. Apple's chips are built on the ARM architecture, as opposed to Intel's x86 architecture. ARM was created with mobile devices in mind, and chips based on its designs are consistently more effective, resulting in longer battery life. On a laptop, this could imply several hours away from the power socket. As chip, computer, and software engineers collaborate, they can get more value out of a device than an off-the-shelf chip can. Apple software chief Craig Federighi boasted that the latest MacBook Air would wake up from sleep mode almost instantly, much like a smartphone or tablet. The company also boasted that its latest M1-based MacBooks have impressive battery lives, with up to 20 hours of video playback on a single charge. But do you think to differentiate its products was the only reason for Apple to manufacture its chip? Big no. Apple claims that the M1 Macs are superior to previous versions, mostly because Apple claims that its chips have better performance and battery life than Intel's chips. The latest Macs will, without a doubt, have longer battery life. Apple's previous processors were used in smartphones and tablets with much smaller batteries. The company stressed how it tests chips based on efficiency per watt, rather than raw performance. The entry-level MacBook Air has a 15-hour battery life, which is nearly 30% longer than the previous Intel-based model's advertised 10 to 11-hour battery life. The new Macs also have features that make them more like phones or tablets, such as the ability to wake up from sleep instantly. The M1's 8-core CPU is by far the most powerful processor ever made. M1 has two types of cores, high performance and high efficiency, which are designed to smash tasks with the least amount of power. If the developer takes a few steps to make their software available on Apple's App Store, the latest M1 Macs can also run iPhone applications. But still, Intel continues to dominate the computer and server chip markets, but it has had difficulty launching the two most recent generations of chip-making technology on time. Apple avoids Intel's problems by using its chips, which are developed in-house and produced by Taiwan's TSMC. Since Apple is a minor player in the PC market, losing Apple isn't a major sales blow for Intel, but it does add to the impression that Intel has lost its mojo. It's a win for ARM, the UK-based company that licenses ARM chip technology to Apple and a slew of other companies, and is about to be acquired by graphics chip maker NVIDIA. Meanwhile, the computer industry faces an uncertain future as chip technology slows down. Since the devices are already measured in nanometers, the traditional approach of creating more efficient chips by making transistors smaller is becoming more difficult to maintain. Apple's latest design independence may affect other PC manufacturers, similar to how the iPhone shaped the smartphone industry. Smartphones began as smaller, less powerful PC peripherals. Apple is reversing the dynamic with its new chip approach, blurring the lines between PC and smartphone. Competitors who do not also make industry-leading smartphones can struggle to keep up. Apple may also use its iPhone expertise to incorporate cellular connectivity into its Apple laptops, providing consumers with yet another way to connect to the internet. Apple's chip will encourage its software developers, as well as those at other software firms, to use artificial intelligence more on laptops and desktops. The M1 has a dedicated neural engine to run machine learning code more effectively, similar to Apple's recent iPhone chips. Apple announced that this assists in the performance of photo and video editing applications. Dedicated AI support may also assist gaming or new categories of desktop software. Unified Memory Architecture, or UMA, is also included in M1. Inside a custom kit, M1 unifies its high-bandwidth, low-latency memory into a single pool. As a result, all of the SoC's technologies can access the same data without having to copy it between different memory pools. This has a significant impact on output and power efficiency. Video applications are more responsive. Richer and more detailed games are now available. The processing of images is lightning quick. Besides, the whole system has improved responsiveness. That's all for today's video, and if you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Also, don't forget to share your thoughts with us in the comment section below. Moreover, you can suggest to us the topics that you think we should cover in our upcoming videos. And if you have not already subscribed to our channel, subscribe to it and press that notification bell so you receive a notification each time we upload an interesting video on this channel.